Happy Wednesday, everyone out there. Sherry and I are back. And let's see, today we are going to be um, just continuing on with revisiting the MSQ, hitting the major plot points, talking about cool stuff, talking about random stuff, and just generally, giving you an escape from the humdrum bullshit that is reality. So yeah, I've still got to let's see. I gotta go and talk to what's her face. I gotta talk to the admiral. Um, so get down to Bulwark Hall.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Hold up, wait. I still get lost here in good old
go down to Bulwark Hall.
Limsa.
Yeah,
I'm headed down now.
yeah. Like I said, sometimes
There you are.
when they were designing these cities, I think it was like, okay, how can we do this in the most confusing way possible? What is the most illogical manner in which we can
True
set these
that.
cities up?
Definitely. Okay, I just came in here. There we
Yeah.
go.
Ding.
I'm close to Ding, but not quite there. I'm still 22.
Yeah.
And picking up our next quest.
Yeah, the Limosian envoy.
I'm in on my cutscene here. I'll be out in a minute, sweetie.
Yeah, this one's not long.
And I will have to say that is one thing I definitely admire about this game. I have gotten caught up in the storylines. I like knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I also like that you're not allowed to use like third-party plugins. I know that's chapping a lot of people recently since Square started cracking down on it. Um, but one of the things that ruined World of Warcraft for me was the fact that you had like TomTom and you had
Hmm.
quest trackers, and you basically had things that would just click through the quest text as quick as it could, and then you know it wasn't playing the game for you, but it was taking so much out, and it was stripping it down to just its barest thing. And so you'd have a lot of people who didn't understand any of the lore and all. And then after a while, they just started playing to it. They started building the game for those people.
Well, to me, it watered the game down. You
Yeah.
weren't enjoying the experience anywhere near as much with all of that.
I mean, I could
And
understand using those things on like, your 10th alt, and you're like, yes, no, I already
yeah,
know.
uh huh.
Um, but too many people were doing it on their first tune because they were like, oh my god, no, I got to get to max level so I can raid. And I was
All
like,
right, I'm back to needing to go talk to Battaron again.
yeah,
Battaron, drowning winch, where did you go?
well, I'm coming out of the I was reading a little bit. Severe thunderstorm watch now in effect for where I live. Well, we'll see how the
Lovely.
weather. Yeah, I've been getting those all morning. That's actually what woke me up. Is my phone goes, "You have a severe weather warning for your area." I was like, "Thank you, phone. I needed to know that at like 7:52."
Ours came through last night.
Oh, yeah, now we had some bad weather come in last night. It was just after I'd gotten off work. I got home and I was just sitting here, just kind of chilling, getting some writing done, and
Ours was nice because it was just nice, steady rain and all that. There were a couple of thunder strikes, and my dog went nuts.
yeah, that was how it was here. And about that point, I was just like, rain always makes me sleep good, so I just went on, took my shower,
Mm-hmm.
and got in the bed and
Same.
went to sleep.
Yep, same.
If you think us Lemontians are characters, wait till you cross paths with the Grim Forest dwellers of Gridania, or trade coins with the crafty merchants at Ulda. Yeah, no, the Lementians definitely are characters.
Mm-hmm.
This
All
is a
right, another
town
battle
that,
round.
like, Captain Jack Sparrow wouldn't even stand out in this town. They'd be like, no, everybody's like that.
Okay, you set to the airship landing.
I'm still in the cutscene with Battaron.
I will be there.
Yeah. He's like, well, what are you waiting for? Go! And I'm like, alright, I'm going, I'm going. Good lord.
All right, I'm having trouble getting my live stream going.
Ride lift to airship landing.
Yeah, I'm up here.
Up, down. We don't know exactly where it is.
Well, I figure, assuming airship, it has to be up, maybe.
Maybe.
So, we're gonna go see a new place. Hello,
Yeah.
Gridania.
And so now begins the most interesting info dump in the game. This quest chain has to be one that that has some of the developers still cringing when they see it.
I have times like that in my life.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see how they could have done it better, but it it definitely, well, I say that I do see a couple ways they could have improved it, but basically they've got the, well, we'll see them, but it basically is just info dumping at this point, and it's not very subtle. It's very much the "as you know, Bob" style of info dump.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Iris putting purple and orange flames in the chat? Is she bored?
Because she is almost 11 years old, and her age dictates.
Yeah. I actually flat out asked somebody on Twitter yesterday, "Are you high?"
Oh, crap.
I mean, they had just said something so stupid, so nonsensical. And like a week ago, they had said the exact opposite of what they said yesterday. And so I was
Oh,
like, okay,
fun.
wait. A week ago, you were saying A. Now you're saying kumquat. Are you high? Oh, God, the Garlean. I'd forgotten about this. So we're about to meet some people.
Just a few.
Just a handful.
I feel special. I got one person on here riding, the other one's piloting. Oh, good grief.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste.
Okay, keep in mind this is new for me. What in the world?
The Garleans.
15 years.
Yeah.
Imperial fleet set course for Mordor.
Ooh, I love this music.
By the Eorzea, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking.
Not quite
And
Darth
all
Vader,
of
but
Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price.
this is cool.
Yeah.
Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over
I'm just gonna have to tell him that voice is close to Vader's
And for
voice.
this
Mm-hmm.
failure, the
On
realm
purpose,
has
I'm
sunk
sure.
deeper into
Oh, yeah.
depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
I think that might wind up being important later.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
Balzar, okay.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
Iris is saying that it's delaying and not playing. It's
I thought the
queuing
Emperor
up.
had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartener. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
That could be based on
sense
y'all's
you
internet
harbor
connection,
certain
because
doubts
I'm not
over
getting
the
any
True
wisdom
that.
errors
of
on
the
mine end.
Legatus's plan.
Not a problem. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland.
Just a word.
Soon you will be
Essien?
made to
Question
know the
mark?
true power
Mhm.
of Magitech.
Yeah, so what that whole cutscene was about is, the Garleans have been trying to conquer the, Eorzean continent for about 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
15 years ago, they came over with their big airship, the Agrius, and a whole bunch of course, other airships,
Okay.
and promptly got the snot kicked out of them before they could even land because the dragons were like, yeah, nope. Uh, so that was when Midgard Somer basically wrapped himself around the Agrius and crushed it because, big ass dragon, hollow in the interior ship. Dragon's gonna win.
True that.
So, uh, they all go, the Garleans basically go back to Garlemald and Ilsabard and plot for about another 10 years, trying to figure out, alright, well, we can't let these Eorzeans show us up. What you gotta talk? Did you talk to this honor guard here?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So it's like, yeah, we can't let the Eorzeans show us up, so we totally got to go back. So that's what kicked off the Legacy game, the 1.0, the one that nobody can play anymore because it was that bad.
Yeah, I've heard tell.
Yeah, Tony played it, and I remember he tried to get me to play it, and I think I tried it for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, and I was so done with the graphics problem. Because it was running on the same engine, I think, that they used to build Final Fantasy 13, because they were ridiculously proud of it. But that was never designed to carry the kind of loads that an MMO would carry, where you're going to have, hundreds of characters on a screen.
I'm wondering, do we need to find out? Well, we're at custody. Yeah, we're gonna have to get attuned to them.
Yeah, we might.
I gotta find the Chocobo Keep. Where is he?
It's right
Oh,
over
he's
here.
Yeah, I see.
But so after they got done with anyway, yeah. So 1.0 was terrible, and we still have some legacy from that, like the infamous queues after Endwalker came out, and the ones where they kept kicking people out of the
Oh, dear Lord.
lobby. Yeah, well, that was actually spaghetti code from 1.0, and they tracked it and they fixed it and they patched it so that you were no longer having that happen. Because it was really, really making people crazy.
Those queues after Endwalker came out were monster.
No, I know. I used to wake up about a half hour before I wanted to start. Well, not a half hour, but like an hour and a half before I wanted to start playing and go log in to get in the queue. And then I'd get up about every 10 minutes or so and check to see had I gotten kicked out. The Aetheryte's here.
Alright. Thanks.
Did you talk to the Chocobo dude?
Yeah, I talked to him, and then I was watching your dot on the map, and then came this way. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, and, so anyway, so in the 1.0 story, and keep in mind, I've heard this, like, third and fourth hand, basically, Garlemald was trying to take over Eorzea, and the problem was the game was so bad, so poorly, designed. It was more designed like a standalone Final Fantasy title than an MMO. And the guys who had done the designing, they weren't MMO developers. They weren't MMO players.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, they had figured, well, the grind and, the repetition and just the random kind of almost Ragnarok Online feel of things had worked really well with 11. So we're just going to do that, but with better graphics. And eventually Yoshi P was brought in to try and salvage it because it was costing Square a lot of money.
I've seen quite a few articles that talk about how well he helped this game.
Oh yeah, he basically he turned the whole ship around. I mean, he managed to get the Titanic turned and on a better course before it hit the iceberg. Let me put it that way.
Cool.
Like they saw the iceberg coming, and he was like, "All right, yeah, hard to port." But he also realized that they were not going to be able to patch the issues that it meant a fundamental, complete redesign from the ground up of the game. So,
by the way, anybody watching, we're going around getting our little Aetheryte crystals.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's why we're talking about this 1.0 stuff. Because otherwise it'd be really boring just watching us run. But
I don't know. I can put my other costume back on.
Anyway, he realized that it meant they needed to shut down the servers. That there was no way that the legacy code and the code for 2.0 could exist together. Um, because, I mean, the engines were going to have to be different. Basically, everything was going to have to be different. And so he basically came up with the Meteor storyline, where the Garleans decided they were really, really going to show us Eorzeans. So they called down the lesser moon, Dalamud, and send it crashing down on Cartano Fields. And yeah, the whole storyline was in 1.0
Be
at
a few
that point
casualties
was,
there.
yeah, was basically, hey, we got to get together, we got to stop this, we got to, quit bickering amongst ourselves and, work together and stop this meteor from, basically wrecking our world.
True.
And so they started working on it, but the problem was it was always going to be doomed to fail. The story was you couldn't, at the point where we noticed that Dalamud was really going to hit us, it was going to hit us.
No option. No plan B.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, there was just like, I mean, I don't know what all was done during 1.0 to try and, stop it, but they also got to be really experimenting with all the different storytelling styles. That's where, like, the Hildebrand quest chain started, with its ridiculous cartoony stuff. Was
Hey,
at that
don't pick
point
on
the
Hildebrand. I like
I'm
my little
not
green chicken.
I'm not picking on him, but I'm just saying that the whole thing with that started because when they knew they were going to scrap 1.0, basically he told the scenario and quest writers, "Hey, have fun."
And they did. Oh my God,
Oh
did
yeah,
they?
they did.
That is a hoot. That whole thing is.
Yeah,
I
the
love it.
GMs were also going around as the end got nigher. We're going around
Nair.
and
That's a new word.
yeah,
Okay.
that's totally a word. That's in the OED. I totally did not just make that up.
Okay.
But but as it got nigher, uh, they the GMs would start spawning stuff, and so you hear especially in some of the end game events we have now, like the holidays, the seasonal things, you'll hear people talking about the Great Gobu Wall. Well, the GMs were spawning monsters in the starter zones near the cities. But you still had new players coming in because, now the game was getting some hype. And is she going to
So
talk?
you
Oh, yeah.
are the Laminson envoy,
Yes,
She's a pretty character.
she is.
and an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On
She's so
behalf of our fair
self-assured.
nation, I bid you welcome.
All the way through. It never falters.
Please,
She's like, I'm Khan Isena. I'm the Elder Seed Seer.
allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan Senna, Elder Seed Seer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, no. So there were GMs going around spawning all these monsters in the near the cities, and they could. Um, I think that the game had been designed to be more open world. Uh, so yeah, you didn't really see loading screens,
Mm-hmm.
and you would have the new characters and the low level characters coming out and trying to do their stuff. And the monsters were just, one shotting them. And yeah, they'd be like, oh, but they'd be like, oh my god, I just got killed by this, horrible, evil, big bad, thing right outside of like Ul'dah by the steps of Nald. And yeah, then all of a sudden, all these high level characters would swarm in and form up and try and kill it. Yeah, it was just everybody was having a pretty good time. But people were like, hey, you know what? It's not fair that they're like getting into the cities and just, basically killing all the newbies. They discovered that if they lined up on Gobu mounts in front of the gates, the monsters could not get through them because of the way that the collision graphics worked.
I'll be darned.
So
That's cool.
so hundreds of players just spontaneously would just get together and form a great wall of gobus to protect the low level areas.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean
That's
that
funny.
even that has made it into the game lore. You'll have like the characters talking about during the calamity and the final days. There's the brave adventurers and their great wall of gobus, and it's just like that's slick. That actually the developers were like, all right, yeah, no, we're gonna give you guys some kudos because that was awesome. There was another one where I forget what event she's now part of, but there was a GM who was basically running around pretending to be a reporter for like a newspaper in the game, and or no, it was a GM, but I think she wasn't running around pretending to be anything. I think she was just running around spawning stuff, but you couldn't do it like in invisible mode.
Fun.
So when she would spawn stuff, people would see her, and it had her GM name. And so now she's become um an NPC that's part of one of the seasonal events, who is a reporter and is constantly trying to track down survivors of Cardno and interview them, and but it's like a nod to all that was going on.
Back to the airship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm headed over there.
And now we're
This
going.
area I know.
Yeah. Of course we
My
know
little
it.
white maid, she grew up here.
Yeah. Talorna is from Gridania too.
Oh,
So.
wrong place. Let's go the other way, Sherry.
But yeah, so the whole thing with Dalamud crashing and Louis Soir getting well, they weren't the Scions then, but getting them together and sending them out to all the different marks of the 12 and being like, I need y'all to go here and like pray.
For
Yeah, he
real.
was basically trying to summon the 12 to stop Meteor, and that did not work.
Big fail.
So, Dalamud crashes into but before it can do that, it cracks open, bam, Bahamut. Big ass primal. Huge dragon. Like, you thought Midgar Summer was big, Bahamut be bigger.
And some of these, I love dragons anyway. I mean, they
Yeah.
absolutely fascinate me. But some of these dragons are kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of the dragons in this game are awesome, and some of them I'm like, you poor little Eeyore.
Okay, how'd I get my tail stuck over here? To Usha.
Yeah, you need to, have you talked to the ticket taker?
No rivals attendant. That might have something to do with it, huh?
Yeah. You talk to them, and then you can go back behind the gate, and then you'll go out and onto the plank and click on the thing, and it'll start the... Yeah.
It wasn't letting me through.
Yeah. You have to actually talk to the ticket taker.
Now I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so Bahamut comes out, and, Louis Soir is, like, calling on the 12, like, hey, yeah, need you here. And the 12 were like, alright, yeah, no, we're showing up. And then Bahamut was like, and it almost worked. They almost got Bahamut tracked back into another thing. And then Bahamut was like, Giga Flare! And and it was just like,
All right,
yeah.
I've started into the next thing. I hit the destination mark, so I'm on the next
Yeah.
round of these cutscenes.
Yeah. So that was the calamity. And it was right about then that Louis Suave realized he was going to have to pull off another move that we will get to
Okay,
see.
correct me. 12 or 13? Is it 12 or is it 13? Because I thought it was 13.
No, it's the 12.
It's the 12. Okay.
Yeah, because you'll hear people talk about, thank the 12 or.
Okay, I thought that was just Gridania and their
No, no. That's
growth
everyone
approach.
on the source. The 12
Okay.
are very important mythic creatures from the source.
Okay.
Um, you don't see them like when we go to a place that is not the source. When we go
Okay.
to the alternate reality of the first. Uh,
Okay.
and they didn't exist until after the Sundering, after, Hydaelyn and Zodiark and all that.
Yep.
Um,
Big ass fight.
yeah. But the 14 that you're thinking about is the convocation of 14 that's from the old world, the pre-sundered world.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know me. I'll ask.
Yeah, no. There, I mean, this game layers the story. And it's like, the thing is, this game is so much like a book, it's not funny. And I've never
Oh, definitely.
understood, I mean, unless it's like a little kid's book, I've never understood how you can only read a book once.
All right. Slow your ass down. Ulda is even worse than Limsa, so far as I'm concerned.
Come down to Husting Strip, and you walked right
That's what I
past.
did.
Yeah, you ran
There
right
you
past.
is. Okay,
Yeah,
and go back. Okay,
turn
right back
around.
there. Okay. I did eventually.
Yeah,
In
the
here.
reason I know Ul'dah is because my first character was in Ul'dah.
Mine was New Gridania.
Yeah, there's Gridania, Ul'dah, and Limpsa, and I've been through them often enough that I kind of have a pretty good idea of where everything is. And I'm gonna say, yeah, let's go on and bite the bullet and get all the Aetherites,
That's fine with me.
so that later
Especially,
when we come back,
or,
it's not like, oh God, I forgot to get.
no, I get them first.
Yeah.
Besides all that, you were so kind when I first started to take me and get me these. I thank
Yep.
you again for that. It sure does make it easier. And are
It
we going to do anything with
does.
our crafts and stuff in here and gathering?
Yeah, we'll pick those up.
Well, this makes it a whole lot easier for that, especially with so much
Yeah.
of it in Nolda.
Yeah, we'll pick those up probably. That's something we'll have to talk about. Maybe after the stream, or maybe talk about it tomorrow.
That's cool.
Um, because okay, the thing is, I know there are a lot of people who love crafting and gathering, and I got no problem against it. I enjoy doing it myself. It's
Me too.
boring to watch on stream.
That is true. So very true. It's one of those things. Fade out, fade back in when this shit's done.
Yeah. At least it's not like in that other game where it was like, okay, you need to make 50 loaves of bread.
Yeah, for real. Then sell the loaves back to the guy that you just got the mats from.
Yeah, it's just, ugh. I
I know.
hated especially when you were limited to only, like, you could have two professions.
Yeah,
And,
that's why I had so many characters. I
yeah.
love that you can develop them all on these.
Yeah, I know, I also,
And I'm a
people
completionist. So on
yeah.
my main, I've got every one of them to 90. Like, I have to do this.
Yeah, I've got all of my gatherers and crafters up to 90 on my main. I'm working on it on my first tune, and yeah, I'll probably eventually get it done on maybe a couple others, because I am an altaholic. I do like going back through and playing through the class, through the
Hmm.
story.
Well, that's the reason when you suggested this, it was so appealing because of the fact I'm enjoying doing
Yeah,
this and I know more about it now, so I know what it's talking about.
yeah, and so now it's not like when you play through this game a second or a third time, you're gonna pick up things that
So
you
many.
you and there's going to be other things that it's like, okay, now that you've completed it, you're like, oh wow, no, they really did a good job of setting that up.
Well, it's like the Garleans. A while ago, I didn't have any idea the first time through, but once they said Garleans, I knew what that was going with.
Yeah.
I'm going to Dorito, you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are people who are like, oh yeah, no, I read the Wheel of Time series, and I'm like, oh, you did, and they're like, yeah, man, I read it once and I was done. I was like, huh, huh? I'm
How do
like,
you do that?
yeah, how, why, what? Of course, I started reading Wheel of Time back before Lord of Chaos got published, so I read the first 5 books, and then I was constantly calling the poor lady at Walden Books every couple of weeks to ask if they had a street date for Lord of Chaos. Um, and then I mean, yeah, there was a 2-year gap between each book because it took that long for him to write it and get it sent off and edited and all
Mm-hmm.
the work done and yeah. Um, so yeah, over that 2 years, what else were you gonna do? I mean, were you just gonna, be like, oh no, I read it 2 years ago, so I totally remember everything.
I love
No,
Stephen
about
King. And with Stephen King, that's I just spent a lot of my lifetime. What's he
yeah,
putting out now? When is it coming out? When is it coming out?
yeah. But and it was like yeah, about 2 months before the next book came out, I would go back and I would reread the entire
I
series.
do too. I do too. It
Um,
just refreshes it in your mind. In fact, there's a couple. Oh, believe it or not, I am watching Stranger Things, and I'm gonna.
I gave up Netflix. They kind of narked me off for the last time a while back, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done with you guys.
It's a
Um,
cute little horror thing.
I know, and I've watched a few episodes of it. It's not quite my cup of tea, but um, I mean, if you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
I just was telling you like I don't have Netflix anymore, so that you wouldn't be like, yeah, you need to see. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not getting another
No,
subscription.
they've got another
Thanks.
one called Ozark that's more adult. That one I got into. My son gets me into a lot of these things
Yeah,
because we think so similarly.
but anyway, with a really good book series, especially one that's long and that's telling a story on multiple levels, you
Mm-hmm.
can't really just read it once and be done. You
No.
know, so it's the same thing with the
Good.
story. You can't play through it
Beautiful
just
examine. Yeah, a
yeah.
beautiful example of that's Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale.
I mean, I still go back and watch those occasionally and pick up new things.
hmm I love the way he greets us. I thought I smelled stale ale. I think if you come from Gridania, he's just like, I thought I smelled rotten leaves. Be like,
I
I'm gonna
won't hold
kick
you
you
That
in the
rings a
against
bell.
that.
guts.
If you're half the
Yep.
warrior Mervin says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Anyway, now this is even though in Final Fantasy 14 you don't need alts like you did in World of Warcraft because you can do everything on one character. And they did really try to fix this with New Game Plus. They really did. And that's a feature that I definitely tell people, it's worth it. But there's still something about going back on it on a fresh character.
Mm-hmm.
There's just I don't know if you could hear that, but that was my phone telling me that a severe thunderstorm warning has been
Actually, I
issued.
did. Even the
Yeah.
tone of voice, I knew that's what it was.
Yeah, no, that's my first alert app. Um I'm kind of the weather girl for my office. So when we're getting bad weather, I'm usually the one that's giving everybody a heads up, like, hey, we might want to consider working from home, or we may need to be on the lookout for certain things. Usually, though, it's going to be if there's going to be a tornado.
Oh yeah, we get those. Of course, you and I are both in Tornado Alley.
Oh yeah.
All right, got me achievement. Yay, yay! 2 achievements.
Yep.
And hit 23. Now pick up the quest, right?
Hold on. I'm still talking to Raubon and what's her name?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, especially okay. Now I've got it. You may now make use of the airport route of the airship route. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
achievement leaving Limpsa Lominsa and Call of the Sea.
Well, I got the storyteller one too.
Yeah, you get storyteller. I think for Lord, I forgot. I got it last week. I think it's for um. Let's see. So give me a second so I can look up my stuff.
Okay.
Profile, acquired titles. We don't have any titles. Okay. Do, 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 do. Achievements. Oh, complete 10 unique quests.
Was there a crystal on the other side of this room?
Yes.
Okay.
That confuses so many people because they get down there and they're expecting it to like be at the foot of the stairs from the Sultana's chambers. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the way across the chamber. It's 180
Okay.
degrees the other direction. So
Looks
let's see.
like we lack
Oh,
2 of
yeah.
these.
No. It's the alchemist one that we forgot to get because it's yeah. All right. We come over here. We go up these stairs. This door opens.
I'm glad you have this memorized. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it, but wow, this thing's huge.
Yeah. Just wait until we get to the Crystarium.
I love the Crystarium.
I love the Crystarium, but man, the first time you're going through it to pick up the Aetherytes, you're just like, yo,
Oh my
yeah,
God, is what you like.
yeah. It's like every word coming out of your mouth consists of 4 letters, and they're just not very polite. Okay, so yeah, so now we can go back to the excuse me, airship landing.
Okay, I'll be there in a second. I still had stuff playing on my. And how did I not get Alchemist Guild still?
Huh?
I didn't get Alchemist Guild. It's still not showing on here.
Did you click on the Aetherite?
I got Chamber of Rule here. The only one I'm liking is Alchemist Guild.
Are you standing right in front of it?
Uh-huh.
It's
The
not
one that
gonna
we
let
just
you.
left, right?
It's not gonna let you teleport to the one that you're standing in front of.
Well, it's
If you,
telling me I can go to... Okay, that's what it is. All right, duh.
it's showing you the menu, and then the one that you're
I got
clicking
you.
on
All
is gonna.
right.
Yeah.
A
No,
burst.
no, it
Yeah,
happens.
okay, duh.
Okay, so secure passage to Limpsa Lomensa.
And pay
All right.
monies.
Yeah, and it costs you 120 gil, but that's still cheaper than teleporting.
No lie.
I'm gonna skip that cutscene. Okay, this is a good time to have like a 5 minute break because I kind of need to go move some stuff off the patio so it doesn't get blown off.
Alrighty,
Um,
well, I'll meet you back here in a minute. Or
yeah, so,
5, 10 minutes, something like that. I'll be back as soon as I can.
yeah. So I'm just gonna mute us and put up the. Well, I'm not gonna put up anything. I'm just going to. Yeah, I'll mute us.
I'm back.
Welcome back. And we're live again.
Hello.
Hey, so we're about to get sent to our first dungeon.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So the question is, do you want to do this as a group or do you want to do the new solo thing?
The trust.
Yeah.
I'd rather probably do mine as a trust, but
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
can do it. We
guaranteed.
can we can do it as a trust. Well, not like you and I together, but I mean,
No, no, no. I knew that.
that would be cool.
Yeah, let's do it as a trust if you don't mind, because, like you know very well, I'm still learning.
Yeah. And they have changed the mechanics up a little bit, but it actually makes it easier in a way. And for a minute there, we had 3 viewers. That's the most viewers we've ever had. We're back down to 2.
Yeah, she was showing me a dance video from her audition stuff yesterday. Are we back up to 3 yet?
Nah.
Oh, it will be. She's going back on.
Okay. Well, welcome to whoever else other than Irish, your mom, who's watching us. And please feel free to subscribe and like our channel. And yeah.
All right, this is probably fixing to be new territory for me because on my first character, I didn't run any of these lower dungeons.
No, you had to have run them. You can't get through the MSQ without doing them.
Hmm. I might have waited till I was later.
Uh, yeah, well, I mean, like you literally cannot progress past this point in the story until you do these
Yeah,
dungeons.
then I definitely had to have. Okay, so I picked up that quest.
Yeah, it's probably just been a hot minute since you did them. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so you now have the It's Probably Pirate speak with Vimilpa.
Vamelpa,
Yeah.
Vamelpa. Yeah.
My coat names can be so fun. So, okay, we go down here. We're going out to this Aetheryte to teleport to the fisherman's place. So, teleport to Fisherman's Guild. He's like, yeah, you're going to go to Aleport. And you can go to the Adventurers Hall there. And yeah. So then you talk to the ferry skipper. Purchase passage to Aleport. Pay 40 gil. And we could have teleported, but it's actually... How is he standing down there? I swear to God, I'm not crazy. There was somebody who was standing on the water down here just a second ago. And I was trying to figure that out.
Hmm.
I'm like, that's not supposed to be possible. There's no water walking in this game.
That's all right. I was behaving myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a minion. Wind up airship. So we talked to the seasoned adventurer. Alright. So this is something that is very definitely recommended, especially for new players, or if you're playing a completely new role, is you talk to the smith and you do the training courses, but it's not required. But, say for instance, this is the first time you've ever tanked, then you would do the training courses and all, and it would kind of teach you like what to do as a tank, and it's all pretty much the same basic stuff. Don't get hit by the telegraphs. Don't die. Now, you don't have to do it, but it is recommended, especially if you're new to the game. And you are playing a DPS role right now because Arcanist cannot become a healer until a little bit further.
That's cool.
So
It just
pretty
told me I
much,
couldn't do it because I'm not solo. So at any rate, yeah, I got that
yeah,
opened up too.
we'd have to break party. And while it's like I said, it's definitely useful. It's not mandatory. So if you feel like, no, I got a pretty good hold on things, this ain't my first. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. Yeah. So here we're gonna have to break party. So I'm gonna disband. All right.
I'm sitting here wondering,
Yeah.
who do we get to choose on this? This is cool.
You don't get to choose anyone.
Oh, the trust is just going to be put together for you.
Yeah, and it's not going to be out of anybody we haven't met yet. Or
Oh, okay.
rather, it is, but they're like not involved in the story. So,
Now we run into Stasha, right?
yeah. So, and and now since it's changed, it's showing you this because it's got the whole thing with kind of walking you through what's going to go on.
Cool.
You can read all these little plates. I'm just showing them. It's like, after choosing to challenge a dungeon with NPCs via duty support, a party that perfectly complements your current class or job will be automatically created for you. So you don't get to pick them, but basically
That's
it's like,
fine.
okay, you're playing a DPS, so you need a tank, a healer, and another DPS.
Yeah.
And then you have to say, yes, I understand. It makes you read that. And you can come up here and enter Shastasia with a party of NPCs. So that's what I'm doing. Commence. And I'm going to show the full cutscenes because, it's just how I roll.
That's not all. I won't watch them. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, so basically the story here is that the Sahagin and the pirates are kind of using this place to, launch attacks and do some other not real wonderful things. And so they're like, yeah, we need you adventurers to just go in there and like clean this crap out for us. Because, it's not worth sending the army in. Alright. Okay, so they changed the maps a little bit, and they changed the some of the mechanics. But yeah, basically after you kill that second pack of black bats, you see that glowing thing up there that says Bloody Memo?
Yeah.
You'll want to go and click on it. And it's
I'm still on
random.
second bat rat or whatever.
Yeah,
Bats.
same here. I'm killing the. So I mean, I don't know if you're watching me on stream or what, but you come up here and you click, and it'll give you a sentence of like the captain likes his cabbage green or blue or red. It'll have that color in it. That tells you what color coral you need to click on when you get to the first boss area.
All right.
And it's going to be different for everyone. Like for me right now, it's green, but
Mine's
if I can't,
wine red.
yeah. So it's random. It generates, I guess, randomly when you load into the dungeon.
Okay.
So yeah, so don't think that, oh yeah, no, it was green for me the last time, so it's always gonna be green. Nah, it's gonna be different every time. Like, you put that orange stuff down, that was telling me it was gonna do something there, so I moved out of it. That's what we call avoiding the telegraph. Of course, some people are going to be like, well, why wouldn't I want to do this with players? Because players could maybe tell me what's going on. One great thing about these low-level dungeons is that, yes, even though people are still doing them, like through the roulettes or because they're leveling secondary jobs, a lot of times when you're playing with other players, they've been playing this game for a minute. Um, so they've done this dungeon like 2 billion times. And what winds up happening is they know where everything is. They know that they overgear it, and so they're at like the max synced item level for it. And they know where everything is. They know what all the basic mechanics are, and they know kind of what they can ignore. So they don't always take the time to, explain things to you because it's pretty easy. So, but if you really kind of want to learn and you really want to, kind of see and explore a little bit, if you've got your trust in here with you, you can take your time. You can run it at your pace instead of, running it with wall-to-wall pulls. One thing I like about all the dungeons in Final Fantasy is that they've got trash, yeah, but it's done at a good pace. And your regen and all is pretty good. So you're never having to really stop and wait for your health to regenerate or basically got good pacing. Mythgar just popped in to tell us that he's not sticking around long. He's going deep sea fishing tomorrow. Well, have fun with that, Mythgar. Just, yeah. Don't get bit by any sharks.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I have never been deep sea fishing. So I'm at the first boss area, so I'm going to come over here, I'm going to click on the green coral. And what that does is it opens up this inconspicuous switch. I come over here. Click on it. Oh my god, it's a big cat. Alright, so now that the boss is dead and I've got the treasure, I click on the switch again and the door opens. Oh my god. So how you doing, Sherry?
I'm making my way to the first boss, I think.
Okay. Another good thing about running with a trust is that you don't have to wait for somebody to roll.
That's definitely true.
But the downside is you also can't get or give comms at the end. Comms are commendations, for anybody who doesn't know. Basically, when you're running with a group of players, especially if it's random, if it's not a pre-made party. So like, you queued up for a dungeon, or you're doing a roulette. At the end of the dungeon, you can give a commendation to a player who you thought did a particularly good job. Most people tend to give them to the tanks or the healers. Because that's just how most people do. Um,
You're
yes, thank
getting
you for
more
letting me.
warnings.
Yeah.
I hear them.
Yeah, I'm not going to disable that on my phone because, living where we live, it's usually a good idea to keep a eye on the sky. Anyway, so you can give commendations, and most people give them to tanks or healers. So if you want to collect a lot of comms, you will generally pick one of those roles.
All right, I just hit red switch. I'll be through in a minute.
Okay.
Supposed to leave inconspicuous switch alone, I guess.
No, that's how you get through the door.
Ah, okay. Darn. Well, it would be nice to know what's going to happen. I hit the switch, nothing's happened.
The boss spawned the first time you hit it.
Where is he?
Oh, or it's if you've killed the boss, then the door opens.
No, I haven't killed the boss. The boss hasn't shown up.
Should be a cat. Did you click on the inconspicuous switch and let it
Not
interact?
yet. Ah,
Okay.
I didn't know I had to hit that one.
Yeah, you have
The
to hit
cattery will be sealed off in 15 seconds. There we
Yeah.
go. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what triggers the big boss to spawn. And then with him, it's pretty much if you're just at max melee, you're fine. So since you're playing a ranged class, as long as you're not standing on the boss, you're fine.
Yay, boss dead.
Yay.
And I leveled.
Yep. Yeah, I'm taking
Yay,
like
treasure.
I'm taking the optimized route, which means that I'm not going down any side channels or anything. There is an achievement that you get for like exploring all of the rooms, but this place can get big and there's a lot of trash pulls to do that. And it's just not exactly the most interesting thing to stream.
Hello, door. Thus far, I haven't seen any chests or anything, so.
Yeah,
Except the
there are
one
a
from the
couple.
boss.
There are a couple, but they're off the beaten path a little bit.
Eh.
And another thing, like over here on the side where you've got your duty information, it tells you like how far through the dungeon you are. So you can see right now I'm where it's now. Yeah, you got to fight the last boss and you're done.
It looks like I've made the second boss now.
Captain Madison, he's like mini boss.
Oh, he's not a boss? Okay.
No, he's not a boss. He is a little kind of. Yeah, you beat him up and he runs away. Oh, they redesigned this pack. This pack used to have two archers, and so like if you wanted to pile them together, you kind of had the line of sight, which is difficult to do. Um, and now it's only got the one. Wow, I can hear that thunder. At least I think it's thunder. I live under a flight path for the local airfield, so sometimes it's like, why is it thundering? It's perfectly clear outside, and it's like, oh no, that's somebody in their airplane. Alright, and now to the last boss. Okay, so with the last boss, when he makes the ripples bubble, you need to go like block them, else you get ads. Most people ignore them,
Okay.
but the problem with the trust is that the NPCs are not going to interact with, and they will get overwhelmed.
All right, got to figure out which way I need to go.
If you stick to the like the southernmost portion of that room, and don't go into any of the side rooms,
Yeah.
then you can get over to where the door is, where the NPC that you killed
Okay.
drops a key to
Yeah,
take
I've
you
got
into
the key now.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you'll kill a mob, and it drops a key to a locked door, the captain's quarter key, and then you go in there, and you kill the wave rider guard, and he drops a wave rider gate key, and then you can come into the next section where the where you get to the last boss. Now I am done with the dungeon. So we'll wait patiently outside for Sherry.
Well, I got the wave rider key. Now, I got to go out of here and go which way? Left, right?
You'll head like north.
To the rowers' quarters?
No,
There he is. I see. Okay, okay.
yeah.
It's the next door.
Yeah, it's a locked door, and you kill the two guards in front of it, and then you can click on it and go
Yeah.
through it.
Thank you.
No problem.
I believe Captain Madison's where I am now. Looks like it's the last thing here.
Yeah. Then he runs away again. Yeah. And just so everybody knows, if you decide later on that you want to um, talk to the Smith and do all the training courses, you can find him at every Adventurers Guild. And you can find him outside of the first three dungeons. And you can also come over here to the Hall of the Novice in, I believe this is Eastern La Nacia. No, Western La Nacia.
He's running away again. Damn
Yep,
it.
he runs away until he can't run away anymore.
So I'm not to the final boss yet.
Not yet. You're real
Okay.
close though. You're like two trash pulls.
Okay.
And then since you're playing a ranged DPS class, you actually can kind of spend more time running around and stopping the bubbling waters.
Because my compatriots will carry on. Yeah, 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 yeah.
The thing is, you don't want to leave them to fight the to fight the last boss by themselves, but and then after a while, the spawns start happening so quick that it basically does become a DPS check if you let it go too long. Sherry, do you have to leave right after we get done with the stream, or can you hang around a few minutes?
I've got an appointment with the phone company, so I'm gonna have
Ah,
to. But I'll be back on my phone. I can give you a call when I get through there.
Okay, yeah. If I don't answer, it means I'm in the car on my way to work. You want to just plan to get together back on this Discord sometime this evening? Say, I don't know, maybe 7 p.m. our time.
I can try my best. If not, I'll send you a message on my phone.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going into the room now with the last boss, I believe.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, unnatural ripples. Cutscene.
Yeah. And now you see what happens to poor Captain Madison.
All his running did was for naught.
Yes. I posted our stream on Twitter. I have like
Mm.
I have a few followers, not very many. I'm on Twitter mostly to troll. Well, it is really coming down outside. And wow, all of a sudden the inside of my skull is trying to explode. This is why on the 10 billionth day God said, let man invent Excedrin. Excedrin is not sponsoring this stream. I just use it all the
Hello, Dead Sea Monster.
time. That would be hilarious if one day Excedrin's like, hey, you're always using our product. We're going to
Yeah,
sponsor
and it
your
would be from here
stream.
too. Same
Yeah,
here as Excedrin. That's my go-to. That and the sinus pills.
yeah. It's like, yeah, so how do you make it through the day and all when you constantly are getting migraines? Excedrin.
For real.
I've got a bottle here for at home. I've got one in my backpack for when I'm on the road, and I've got one at work.
On my way out of here.
Yep.
Dun dun
And
dun
there
dun.
is Sherry. Okay. Invite to party.
Done.
Okay, yeah, so now we just can do return. Because it's literally go back and talk to Battaron.
I got up to level 26 in there.
Yeah, so did I. Which
That's
means we
pretty
also
cool.
have our next class quest we can do. But let's go turn
Lovely.
this in and teleport to Aft Castle. Since it puts us right in front of the Aetheryte.
I was going to go talk to the lift attendant and go up
That
and talk to
works too.
Madaron. Okay.
That works too. Wow, my parking lot might flood.
Hopefully you won't flood.
I mean, I'm on the third floor. It'd be hard for me to flood.
True that.
Yeah, so we meet another group of adventurers during this cutscene who are like, "Ah, yeah, you beat us to it. Nah. We'll just have to work harder and be faster." When we get to Grenania, we'll meet another group of adventurers.
All right, back to Gridania.
Yeah,
Except
well,
I was going to go to Arcanist Guild and train.
yeah,
You want to do that?
I'm just picking up the quest where he's like, "All right, yeah, now let's go to Gridania." Yeah, you
I
do
was going to.
that. You go do your Arcanist class quest.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I
go
was
do my
thinking.
Marauder real quick.
Because quite often they're really considerate enough to make it to where the two can be done hand in hand as you go.
Yeah. So let's see, Marauder's Guild. And I think you're actually getting close to where you can choose to go Scholar if you want. Alright, let's see. She's at the Bismarck, that's Culinarian's Guild.
Next on this is Upper Lenosia.
Yeah.
All right, now Gridania.
Hold on. Well, no, just do your class quest. Just finish it.
Oh, go ahead and do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got to go to Lower La Nacia.
At least that's on here. I'm gonna have to hit the thing and see where I go. I haven't got wherever that is. Memoron's trading post.
Yeah, that's Upper, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing
Um,
a bit of running.
yeah. Give me a minute, and because I think mine's pretty quick. Let's see.
Okay.
So, Tempest Gate.
I'll start running up there. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like okay. Hold on. Let me look at my maps here. Because I actually think that you can get there from one of the places that the boat can take you. So lower
Oh,
decks. Yeah. Let's see, Airport. Yeah, if you go back to Aleport where we just were, so if you take
Mm-hmm.
the boat at the Fisherman's Guild and you go to Aleport, and then you run up like you're going to Sestasia,
Okay.
and but then you keep up that other path, you're going to be in Upper La Nacia.
Okay.
So it's not very far to run. How do you know this kind of stuff, GK? Well, because I have memorized these maps. Because I'm not afraid of consulting them. Would it have been faster for me? Yeah, it would have been. So, you know what? More would be dry docks. There we go. Ah, man. Cannot wait until we get our chocobos.
For real.
Yeah, that'll be just because they're so much faster than running. And then when you can teach them to fly, man, that's just that's the stuff right there. I'm gonna have to break party because it's gonna send me into a solo duty.
Okay.
Told you these quests really just lean into it. They're kind of hamming it up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I gotta log over to Talorna in a minute and do the FC buffs.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, the Marauder, uh, kind of the guild leader, decided like, yeah, we're gonna make certain that you actually are good, and so we're gonna meet you out here and try and kick your ass. And it's like, nah, I wiped the floor with all of you. Yeah, all of y'all are these huge, big, like 6 foot something, barrel chested, beefy Rogadens, and a little old cat girl gonna whip y'all. All right,
Go for it, girl.
yeah, I'm logging over to Lorna real quick, so people get to see what it's like to, one, be in a high level area, and two, experience the ever present Brynhildr queue, which is only 8 right now.
Where's the damn parchment? Oh, there it is.
Oh, I gotta go buy actions, okay. Let's see, quartermaster here. There we go. Alright, and there we go. Now I can log back over to Usha. Okay, and I have returned. And now I'm just going to go turn in my class quest and Did you finish your quest, Share?
I'm going to the last parchment now. I've got two of them. I need my third one.
Okay.
And of course, these little kobolds don't think I should have it. So,
Alright, I'm gonna go on and fly over to Gridania and go stand in front of Mother Mune. Um,
okay.
and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute myself and disable the sound for a few minutes. I'm just gonna take a few minutes break to like stand up and walk around, so that my
I'll meet
back,
you in Gridania.
yeah, so my back and all doesn't get stiff. I'm only gonna be about 5 minutes.
I'm fixing to talk to the lady. I've got the damn parchments now.
Okay, and we're live. Ugh. So I'm gonna go on and talk to Mother Moon.
Yay, I'm getting to where I learn emotes. I'm supposed to slash dance in front of something.
Well, that's one of the ones that comes with the game.
Yeah.
There's some that you unlock through doing quests. There are others that you get for achievements. And then there are some that you can buy off of the store. Oh, we're going to Tamtara Deepcroft next. So, yeah, the first three dungeons are really interesting in this game in that they tell a pretty in
Oh,
for the
lovely.
one that comes after Sataja, you encounter a really positive group that's like, yeah, now we're gonna keep working, we're gonna keep getting better. But then the one you encounter after Tom Tara is very different. Anyway, what are you gonna say?
Oh, I got 3 slugs. I'm having a fight here. Oh,
Uh,
fun. I died.
you died it?
Fun. I died. I'm back to headed to Limsalimo, so I'm going to join you and do what we got to do there, and I'll come back and finish this later.
Okay.
3 slugs killed me. Damn.
Were they
All
class
right.
quests or were just random mobs?
They're part of the class. I had to get these pieces of paper and then open this box, and when I opened the box, the mobs popped and they killed me.
Okay, yeah,
Anyway.
that's something I can help you with this evening or something.
All right. You're in New Gradania?
Yeah.
On my way. All right. Well, I'll know where that is. Carlin's Canopy.
Yep. I do like our guild letters in this FC. just always get tickled whenever I see them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I've now got Fire in the Gloom, Quiverman at the entrance to Tamtara Deepcroft.
Yeah.
There you are.
So, yeah.
We're not grouped.
I know. We can group temporarily, but then we'll be breaking it when we get there for the trust.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to Dorito me, you can, but you're gonna have to Dorito me again as soon as we get outside. So with this, I mean, I mean, we're just going out this gate right here, so it's just like, why bothered with the teleport?
For real.
Okay, so now I'm wearing my Dorito.
Thank you, thank you.
It's okay. Yeah, that would be a really great sponsor for a lot of the stream and the raid channels is
No,
Doritos.
for sure. You get lots of coverage with us.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yo,
Where's your Dorito? Ah, you don't have your Dorito on.
I ate it. Yeah, if I ever get enough money to fly over to Japan for one of their fan festivals, I don't know if they're open to the public or what, but if I ever manage to do it, I swear I'm gonna get a Dorito over my head and like wear it.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Cause like everybody there would get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have like a crowd of people following me. I'd be like the Pied Piper, man. That'd be kind of cool.
I see buildings. Do we have Aether Crystal?
Yeah, there's a Aether right here.
Yay! Ooh, this is I remember this place.
Yeah.
This place has Cocobos.
Yeah, this is where this is where you come to train them. And then that, this unlock quest here unlocks the lavender beds. Iced
For the
tea.
residential.
Yeah, the residential
That's funny.
for, yeah. Okay, so Tamtara is over here. Yeah, that's funny, because it's like, especially since it's a female toon named Iced Tia, it's like, yeah, that's not how that works.
That is funny.
Yeah, because, I mean, for anybody who's not playing the game, maybe a little bit curious, I've mentioned Miko naming conventions before, and that the first letter separated by an apostrophe indicates what tribe you're part of. And that's the same for male and female. Females get the last name of their father's name without the apostrophe. So, like you're looking at Tusha Raha here. That means that this character's father's name is Raha, without the letter and the apostrophe. But male Mikote, Sunseekers especially, they're either a Tia or a Noon. And a Noon, that's Nuhn, is basically like kind of the tribal chief, but he's also really the only one who's allowed to mate with the females of the tribe. Tias are like just the non-Noons. And yeah, so we talked to God's Quiverbow. Get a sip of tea here. Ah,
Gee, now it says go in.
yeah, we got a break party.
True that.
Okay, so disband. Okay. And so once again, we can do the with the NPCs.
Yeah.
And it will tend to pick the same ones as it picked for the first dungeon for you.
Oh, they were pretty steady. I did fine.
Yeah.
Part of my problem is not knowing the layout of the dungeons.
Yeah. And with the NPCs, again, you get a chance to kind of explore a little bit. You know, you're not being rush with these wall-to-wall pulls. And I admit, when I'm doing them as a roulette, I do that myself. I just pull everything, and yeah, we just go. Because, you know, when you've done this dungeon 1,000 times and you're just there to get the roulette rewards, yeah, you're not really in explorer mode. Yeah, the Sunseeker tribes are actually they're an interesting mix of patriarchal and matrilineal. In that supposedly what it is you have a pool of females that are allowed to have kids, or really maybe they're the ones that are the best able to have kids, and so that implies also that you have some that are not
Through
part
that.
of that pool. Um, but they want to keep the bloodline straight, so only the Noons are allowed to, kind of have these quote-unquote harems. And, it's not passed down, it's not hereditary. In order for Atia to become a Noon, he has to defeat the Noon, according to whatever the tribal rules are. And each tribe's different, probably. But my headcanon is that, you can't become the Noon of the tribe you were born into, because you're going to be really closely related to it.
Slide them out inbreeding there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably like, they... Kind of like my headcanon again is that, like, all the tribes kind of, get together and, every few years and are like, okay, so let's look at, who's related to who, because we don't want any, oh god, who was it? Charles the Third? Charles Habsburg? We don't want that.
Inbreeding, not good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you get across this freaking room?
You have to kind of follow the side tunnels.
So it is okay to drop off here.
No, you can't drop off.
You can't drop off there. Okay,
Yeah.
how am I gonna do
Alright,
this?
hold
Go
on,
in there. Hey, hello. I'm here. Never mind.
Yeah. They're like, the side tunnels and little side passages that you have to go through.
I wasn't seeing the entryway.
Yeah. It would help if I put Defiance on, huh? Yeah, the Moon Keepers, the Keepers of the Moon, the other Miko group, it's actually the opposite. It's one woman who will have a whole lot of husbands.
So that's matriarchal there, huh?
Yeah, it's more of a matriarchal thing. And their naming convention is different. They don't... I mean, I haven't really read up on them because they're just... they don't play as big a role in the story quest because we don't really have, other than like Flamine, who is a I'm pretty sure they intended her to be a Sunseeker with the fact that it's Flamine with the F apostrophe.
Yeah.
But if I recall correctly, she's got the eyes of a keeper of the moon. So I mean, it's just like, and I'd have to do some more research, but yeah, basically there are two types of Miko: the Seekers of the Sun and the Keepers of the Moon. Um, and I'm most familiar with the Seekers of the Sun because that's what I tend to play. And the reason is because there's a particular character who I really, 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 really like. And he's a
Yeah, yeah,
Sunseeker.
yeah.
We will meet him in a few weeks at the rate we're going. We're getting into the part of the game where the armor is ugly. And you'll be like, why are you looking so ridiculous? Because the armor is ugly. I think they intentionally made it this ugly so you'd be like, yeah, I want to learn how to do glams and I want to learn how to dye things.
For real.
So that I don't go around looking like a demented hobo clown. It is interesting, kind of the real world parallels they drew for each of the races. Like the Elezen are, especially the uh, Wildwood Elezen, tend to have like very much kind of a French feel to them. Like that, high medieval, high European Norman kind of naming convention and the way they do the houses, and yeah, they're a focus on chivalry and all that, especially with Ishgard. Um, and then the Row tend to be as like a lot more kind of independent and individual, and kind of they're gonna do their own thing. The higher tend to be a good mix, and then the Miko tend to be like, just very tribal, so like very Native American, or some people even talk about like the different tribes of Israel, and I'm like, I don't see that. that's one thing I haven't talked about, the limit break. Now that we're in dungeons, you got the limit meter. And once it's filled up, you or one of the NPCs can use the limit break. And that's pretty cool.
Yep, you're right. It's only got one. Is that all it has at this level?
Yeah, it's only got one unless you're fighting a boss. Then the second bar will pop up and start to fill.
Okay.
No, wait. I'm trying to think. Yeah, at this level, it's only got one. Uh, um, the next rank up will have like two, and then and then you'll have three, and then finally, I mean that's it. I think. I think the highest we get right now is three. Yeah, each role has a different limit break. So like the tank limit break basically puts shields around everybody. The healer limit break heals everybody, but at rank 3 it'll res anybody who's dead and do it without giving them res sickness. And also restore them to, full health and full MP. The caster limit break will basically be just a big ol' AoE. So it's useful if like you're fighting a boss that has a lot of adds or has several different parts. The ranged physical, so it's like machinist, archer, dancer. Theirs will basically kind of pull out like some rifles or crossbows and, do kind of a straight line AoE.
Mm-hmm.
And then the melee will just, do just stupid amounts of damage to one thing. Which is why usually in raids, when you get to LB3, you'll have the melee do it. Unless, like everybody's dead, in which case then if the healer's still alive, the healer will do it and res everybody. I saved my old static a couple of times with that. I think after we finish this dungeon, we will call it for the stream for today. That'd be a good place to stop. Because I'm getting up to the last boss, and it's about 20 to 1. This dungeon is interesting in that really it's only got the one boss. It's got a bunch of little tiny mini bosses that you have to defeat in order to disable the cultist orbs. But the last boss is fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Like I'm killing the last pack to get the rosary to get to the last 2 orbs. it a flag?
Might be your weather.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, so one of my NPCs just decided on this little trash pull. Yeah, I'm gonna use the limit break. But yeah, get that cultist orb. Come over here and get this one. Now we got a little cutscene. So the cool thing on this boss is this is the first time, yeah, that you really have mechanics that you have to deal with. You can't just ignore them because he's going to summon some ads and he's going to tether to one or two of them. And as long as a tethered ad is alive, he's invulnerable. So you have to kill the tethered ads, and then if you're the tank, you have to keep all the other ads off the healer. And then you have to, get the boss down.
But there's some strategy to it, you're saying.
Yeah, it's not just, oh, I'm gonna whack this until it's dead. So, like, for me, he just did his first tether. And so we're over here killing it. And now we can kill him. Until he, summons more tether. He does a big AoE that you gotta get out of because I'm not sure if you can interrupt it. And there we go. And that is how that is done. Okay, once you get out, you just teleport back to New Gridania. And Talk to Mother Immune. She talks about how it's nice to call it a capable adventurer. And then we meet the second group. They attempted to do Tom Tara Deepcroft and were not ready for it. And so the archer is screaming at the healer about how it was her fault, that if she hadn't taken so long to heal their tank, he'd still be alive. And the healer is like, he ran out of rage before I could finish the spell. And she was like, then she's also saying, but we all should have done better to, keep so many, monsters off of him. And then the other DPS is like, yeah, this is a pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and I never see you again. It's too soon. Goodbye, good riddance. And then the archer is still being kind of a bitch, and she's like, I'm leaving too. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you can even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. And
Okay.
the healer is still carrying the dead tank's head around. The guy is named
Oh,
Devere.
lovely.
And so now the archer's like, oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avere's head, bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, all right?
All right, you said you went and got this rosary. Where is this rosary?
So you're at the sealed barrier, and you just killed the
Well,
monster in
I'm
front of
running
it.
back now. Yeah, I'm running back now because I don't have a rosary.
Okay, you have to go past the sealed barrier, and there's another little offshoot chamber. You go down it, you'll
Oh,
fight 4 more, and then the rosary is like right there on an altar.
so it's near it instead of way back at
Yeah.
the. Okay, I thought I've killed every mob in here. I figured I must have. All right,
Yes.
run back.
So the poor healer is just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Affair, forgive me.
I don't know. I've never picked up anybody's head and carried it with me though.
Yeah, we're gonna see her again a couple more times, and we'll find out a little bit more about her. I'll tell you off stream.
All right.
She's very special. Anyway, so basically, yeah, you get to see the two types of parties. The one who are like, oh, we didn't get it, but you know what, we're going to keep working and try harder and just get better.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one that's like, oh my god, it's all your fault with all the finger pointing. And this is a really interesting move for Square. Is basically they are trying to encourage people to think of themselves, even when they're grouped with a bunch of random people, think of yourself as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Think of yourself as working towards something together.
That's
Cooperate.
basically that's the idea between the uh, MMOs.
Yeah.
It's working as groups.
Yeah, so Square is really kind of, even through their storytelling, they're saying, hey, be a good kind of group. Be the kind of person in a group that it's positive and you're holding the group together and you're not just there for your personal performance.
True.
And don't be the kind of people who are gonna bicker and point fingers and like, we wiped it, it's all your fault, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. No, that's not helpful. Instead, offer advice. Basically, be good people, be good to each other. Whereas, certain other games, it's, no, just about every random group is like the instant anything goes wrong, somebody gets a lag spike. Maybe somebody's kid comes in and is like, Mama, I want some juice, and Mama gets distracted and they wipe.
Like
Well, then it's
yeah.
just the group just disbands with everybody screaming at each other. There's no second attempt. Over here, it's like, you know what, wipes are going to happen. That's how we learn. And we're going to work together, and we're going to have a very positive community, and we're going to be kind to each other. We're not going to blame each other. We're not going to point fingers. We're all going to realize that if there's a wipe, it wasn't just down to one person.
Now that's remember a team.
Yeah, and so Square like even enforces this through their story, and that's an interesting choice. And I think that's a good place to leave it for today. So, this has been great, guys. Thanks for the three of you who watched. Please, like and share, subscribe, tell others about us. Uh, and yeah, leave comments on YouTube and other places, and just let us know what we could do that would be more interesting, or things that you'd like to see more of or less of. Anyway, we
See
will
y'all
see you.
Friday.